The last school for discussion today is Southwest Leadership Academy Charter School. This is a K-8 charter school serving about 700 students, as its name suggests, in Southwest Philadelphia. This is a school that has also been through a renewal a couple times. Notably in 2017, when they were last here for renewal, the school was granted a significant increase in enrollment, nearly doubling its maximum authorized enrollment to about 1,000 students today. Before you see, in terms of an evaluation summary, this is a school that was found to not meet the standard in any of the 3 domains. Just as we noted earlier with Keystone, which met the standard across all 3 domains, that was rare. It is also similarly rare that a school is not meeting the standard in any of the 3 domains.
What's happening at this school? You know, when I think I may have been on the SRC when we increased the number of seats, and this was a star school. What happened? That we go from, you know, increasing the seats to now seeing a school that doesn't perform adequately in any category?
I think, as I noted earlier, growth is challenging, and there are a lot of upsides to being able to grow your student body, but there are also operational realities that make it hard to enroll new students, and especially potentially a significant number of new students. And so I think the school certainly experienced some of that this past term. There were also, as part of their last renewal, I believe there was a commitment or an expectation that the school would be constructing a new building for their new maximum authorized enrollment. That building has not been constructed yet, and so that's potentially part of the challenge that they've experienced.
What's been the school's response to the evaluation? What's their plan?
Part of the challenge that we've experienced with this school, candidly, is that we haven't had much of a response from the school. We clearly very much respect the autonomy of charter schools. That is, we understand that they have the autonomy to design their own programs and run their own schools, and so we try not to get in the way if it can be avoided. That being said, we also very much are available to provide resources, feedback, have conversation with schools to make sure at least some of the more straightforward, I would say, compliance issues get resolved more timely. That's not the situation with this school in this case.
Board Member Reginald Streeter.
Just want to get clear. So the charter school office has kind of gone out and tried to help this charter school to no avail, and it's not reciprocated. The attempted. That's just interesting. Is that what's happening?
I would say, again, because we put out annual reports for schools, and this summary in front of you, although it is an important 5-year summary, for these scores, it's indicative of chronic noncompliance, chronic underperformance over the course of multiple years. And so in those annual reports, the school has essentially been told or been provided feedback by us to say, you know, we are identifying some issues early on and throughout the term. And it is often the case with schools that they do reach out to us during the course of a term to try to fix some of those issues before they pile up into a renewal evaluation. And so while we don't go out of our way to target interventions because of the autonomy issue, we do expect or hope that all schools know that we are available for, be it a conversation or a further review of documents to see if there's any assistance that we may be able to provide.
So there's no chance of this is an I gotcha moment. They've been on notice of the charter school office's concerns.
The construct of our system of evaluation makes it so that they get annual updates. So, you know, it's our expectation that schools are tracking those evaluations.
Okay. Board Member Fix Lopez.
Yeah, thank you. You made a comment that said growth is challenging, right? And they were talking about, again, this hope to expand and this hope to have a school. We know growth is challenging, but we also, and when I'm thinking about these last 3 schools that to me have had the space and time to do what they are designed to do, and they have not performed. When I think of that though, and I think about Keystone, right? we see high performing and a 3,000 to 4,000 person wait list. And right, so while growth is challenging, we also see that, parents are willing to seek out high quality education. And so when I see the declining enrollment and the lack of success, and again, I'm like processing out loud and I'm reframing and thinking about the focus is on quality education, right? Across sectors, but the focus on quality education. And we have 3 schools that are clearly not performing. And again, have had the time and space. And I just think it's time to, it's time to move forward. Yeah, with some decisions here.
Are there any other comments from board members? Ms. Horger, do we have? Board member Sally?
I just want to take a moment to say thank you for such a data-rich conversation and such a great exchange on these clusters of schools, and even clustering them in this way for a more in-depth conversation has been very helpful. Thank you.
I don't see any other board member comments. Mr. Chow, thank you for your presentation this evening. On behalf of the board, I want to provide direction on how to proceed with the next steps for schools that were presented this evening. And I also want to thank your staff. This involves a huge amount of work. And, it's tough in normal times. During COVID times, it's particularly difficult. And so I want to acknowledge all your work and the work of your staff. We really do appreciate all the work that goes into this. For charters recommended for renewal or renewal with conditions other than Franklin Town Charter Elementary School, the Charter Schools Office should proceed to negotiate draft renewal charters with each school. If the Charter Schools Office and the charter school can reach agreement on the charter, and the Charter School Board approves and signs the charter, the board will consider renewal of the charter school's charter at a future meeting of the board. For Franklin Town Charter Elementary School, please proceed as requested previously to add conditions that address the concerns discussed tonight about the charter school's enrollment and student conduct issues. Next, I'd like to discuss charter schools that do not have recommendations from the Charter School Office. First, for Laboratory Charter School, please prepare a draft proposed notice of non-renewal and provide it to the board for consideration at the board's June 23rd public action meeting. Second, for Memphis Street Academy Charter School at J.P. Jones, the board will consider an action item to exercise the surrender provision in the charter agreement at the Board of Education's June 23rd public action meeting. And finally, and third, for a Southwest Leadership Academy charter, please prepare a draft proposed notice of non-renewal and provide it to the board for consideration at the board's June 23rd public action meeting. We'll expect these items on our agenda for consideration at our next regularly scheduled meeting, which will take place on June 23rd. And for the public, I would encourage you to take a look at the charter schools website. Their detailed reports on all of these schools. This has been very much a surface conversation, but all the work of the Charter School Office is reflected. You can see the ACE reports that document performance each year, and you can also see the renewal report that summarizes and is the basis for the action that the board will take. So encourage the public to take a look at that. And thank you so much, Mr. Chow.
Understood. Thank you.